All right, welcome back to Fantasy Fran. Once again, week 1, and we are going to go through each and every single game, and you're going to give us the surefire can't miss winner, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Absolutely.
Well, let's get started tonight. Thursday night football. Green Bay, New Orleans.
The NFL are great marketers. I got to tell you, they're great marketers. They put the last 2 Super Bowl champs together in Green Bay, which is the kind of the it's the seed of football. It's a foundation of football. It's Curly Lambeau Field. It's Vince Lombardi's, the Green Bay Packers. It's the miracle of the little town of Green. I've played in Green Bay 18 times in my 18 years. I stayed in the old Northland Hotel, and I ate at Chili John's the night before the game, and it was just great. I just love Green Bay and to play there. So this is great television tonight, and so I'm picking Green Bay because New Orleans. I love New Orleans. I think these are the 2 best teams in the NFC, 2 of the best quarterbacks in all of football, but Green Bay can pick up the blitzes. New Orleans is going to blitz a lot. They'll pick up those blitzes. They'll score touchdowns. They'll win the game. I think there'll be a lot of touchdowns scored, but I like the Green Bay Packers. All right.
Chicago, Atlanta, in Soldier Field. Tough pick.
I'm picking Atlanta. And I have told you the last 2 days, I don't know why I'm picking Atlanta. Chicago goes and takes Green Bay to the with a backup quarterback to Cutler the second, and they were within a play of being in the Super Bowl and lose to the Packers just by that small margin. And they're playing Atlanta at home in Soldier Field. That's a tough place to play. You're right on Lake Michigan. The wind just howls. You're playing against the wind or with the winds, the worst kind of wind you can have. It's outdoor stadium. Atlanta's a dome stadium, and dome teams don't play better outdoors. But I just think Atlanta has got less question marks than Chicago. Chicago has got too many question marks for me. Atlanta's a little more solid pick.
Houston versus Indianapolis in Houston.
Houston! One reason Peyton Manning isn't playing. Indianapolis, they may not win a game if Peyton Manning doesn't play the whole year.
Even with Kerry Collins, bringing in Kerry Collins, come on.
They almost brought in Brett Favre. You know, I mean, really, why didn't they bring in Brett Favre? Kerry Collins is a nice guy. He really is a nice guy. I hope he does well. But Houston wins easy here.
All right, sounds good. Kansas City versus Buffalo in Kansas City.
Yeah, you know, Buffalo played really good last year. They lost games that they should have never lost. I really think they've got something going. I really do. Do I think they're going to be a playoff team? Probably not, because they're in the division with the Jets and the New England Patriots, but they are going to make strides. If I were Kansas City, I'd be worried about the Buffalo Bills. I'm picking Buffalo.
All right, all right. Jacksonville versus Tennessee, a real barn burner. Tune in.
Tennessee! I mean, it's not much. Who cares about Jacksonville, Tennessee? David Garrard's gone. You know, I don't even know who's going to play quarterback for Jack Del Rio. They've already told him, Jack Del Rio, if you don't win this year, you're out. I mean, we got new coaches at Tennessee. They're in disarray at Tennessee. Who cares? But Tennessee will win.
All right. Cleveland versus Cincinnati.
Same thing. I mean, but I like Cleveland. I think they've got something going. Their football team is on the verge of being good. I think they've got their quarterback of the present and the future, Colt McCoy. Peyton Hillis, I love. I think they play good defense. Cincinnati, you know, who cares? It's Cleveland.
St. Louis versus Philadelphia in St. Louis in the Dome.
Easy pick, Philadelphia. St. Louis, I think they're building something okay. I'm not sure. I like their quarterback. Philadelphia is going to be a contending team. Philadelphia wins.
All right, the big bruiser game. Baltimore, Pittsburgh in Baltimore.
Yeah, and Pittsburgh beats Baltimore no matter where they are. And it's a tough rivalry game. They know each other well. I just think Pittsburgh is going to be in the hunt right to the end. Pittsburgh is a team that certainly is one of the 2 or 3 or 4 teams that the most highly favored to win the Super Bowl. I think Baltimore is good. Don't know they're great yet.
Well, I think I know where you're going with this next one, but Tampa Bay, Detroit in Tampa.
You know, I like Tampa Bay as a team for the year. They're going to have a hard time making the playoffs because they got in the division with Atlanta and New Orleans. But Detroit, I think they're tough. Matthew Stafford, don't you let me down, son, because you should win this game. And your team, you've got a team that can be in the Super Bowl. You got a team that can even beat Green Bay in your division. And they played them tough last year, Detroit.
San Diego versus your alma mater, Minnesota in San Diego.
I always think San Diego's going to do better than they do. But I really think that they are primed this year to make a good run, and Minnesota is not. Minnesota is in rebuilding stage. They've gone from best to worst in their division. They don't know who they are yet. I think they've got a challenge. San Diego, easy.
Gotcha. All right. Washington versus the New York Giants in Washington, divisional game. What do you expect?
New York Giants for one reason, Rex Grossman. How can you bet on Rex Grossman?
It's a good question. I mean, he took the Bears to the Super Bowl, Frank. Come on.
I think the Bears might have taken him to the Super Bowl. But I just New York Giants.
All right, easy pick. Arizona versus Carolina, another barn burner in Arizona.
Well, down the road, Cam Newton somewhere is going to win a game by himself. He just is. He's got that much ability to. I don't think it'll be against Arizona. However, Cam Newton is something to watch because he is physically the greatest looking quarterback I've ever seen. He can throw it and he can run it. He's a freak, and I think he has a chance to be a player. But Arizona in this game.
San Francisco, Seattle in San Francisco.
Same thing about Rex Grossman. How can you pick a team that Tavares Jackson is going to play? I mean, Minnesota needed a quarterback. They had him there for 3 years. They let him go. That tells you something. San Francisco.
Very good. We got the Jets versus Dallas.
in New York, Sunday night, the Jets will drive the Dallas Cowboys crazy. It'll drive Tony Romo crazy with their crazy defenses. Rex Ryan, they win. I think Sanchez gets better. They got a lot of players. They got a nice team. Jets win this game easy.
Miami, New England. New England has to go to Miami to give it a shot.
And New England, they struggle in Miami some. It's an interdivisional game. It's not a surefire thing, but New England has got the goods this year. They got Brady #1. They got great depth. They got a lot of young players. They almost got there last year. They had a great regular season. New England wins this easy.
I believe that's a Monday night game. Another Monday night game. Probably not a lot of people watching unless you're a fan of either of these two teams. Denver versus Oakland in Denver.
Yeah, you might as well turn to baseball on that when this game comes on. I mean, this who cares? I mean, Denver's got 3 quarterbacks, which means they don't have one. Mm-hmm. It looks like the Tim Tebow thing is not going to work. They got Kyle Orton, nice player. Oakland, I don't even know who's playing quarterback.
I think it's still Jason Campbell, good Lord.
Jason Campbell is still there. Couldn't play at Washington, won't be able to play at Oakland. I don't really care, but I think Denver, but it's not a sure bet. It could go either way, but Denver.
Gotcha. All right. Well, those are your picks for Week 1, folks. We appreciate you joining us right here on FantasyFran.com. Join us next Thursday for the picks for Week 2. It's going to be a fun Week 1, Fran.
Yes, it is.
All right. Thanks again for joining us. Join us again right here, FantasyFran.com. Week 2 picks. Enjoy.